Hey y'all, it's Jacq. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Macrame Daisy table setting. So I'll show you how to make the placemat and matching coaster. This is going to be a much quicker tutorial than the last one that I posted. So if it's too fast or I'm skipping over too many steps, just check out the other tutorial that I did. I'll put the link somewhere. It's much more detailed and I'm not talking, so I actually have the instructions like on the screen so you can pause and read as you go. I'm going to take this opportunity to try out both formats and see which one you guys like better or which one's easier for you to follow. So just let me know which one you like better. So anyway, get your space ready and cozy. This project takes about 2 to 4 hours, depending on how fast you are. The materials you'll need are macrame cord, scissors, and glue. I use the E3000 craft glue. It's not necessary because the knots hold themselves together in macrame, but I have anxiety, so I like to take the extra precaution. And as far as measurements for the cord, I don't have a measurement tool, so I'm kind of bad at giving exact measurements, but it's basically, you'll take this is what I do as a rule of thumb. You'll take the end of your macrame cord from the spool and you'll measure how wide you want your project to be, and then you 3 times that length by folding the cord back onto itself. So to start this project, I started it off as if you're gonna make a coaster. So like I said, this is a much faster tutorial, so I kind of skipped over the prep work. But I have the prep work in the other tutorial if you want to follow that. So you just start as if you're gonna start a coaster. So that's what I have here is the little circle in the center where you start the coaster, and then you double half hitch knot around that lead string. The lead string you can see here is purple. And so I'm just taking the ends from the center and I'm double half hitch knotting around that lead string. And then whenever there's a big gap, because you're making a spiral, so it's getting bigger with each layer. And so then whenever you have a gap, you're gonna cut a new string, which you can see here in the blue color. I have them different colors just for fun, but I also feel like it's really a lot easier to follow than if everything's the same color. So you can see which ones I'm adding on. And to add on those strings, you can just, like I did right there, you can measure the string next to it that's already coming from the project, and then double that to add that one on. So then you're just gonna continue around making the circle bigger until the circle is about the size of your plate. So now it's the size that I want it to be. And you can see I already did one petal just so you can visually see what it's gonna look like. So to add the petals, you just take, you measure how big you want the petal to be by just taking the cord and making a loop. And then you add a piece of cord that's double that length over it to make square knots. Sorry, I'm so bad at giving verbal directions, but you can kind of see what I'm doing. So I'm making a square knot with a piece of cord that's double the length of the piece of cord I'm knotting it onto. And to make the big loop, I made 31 square knots And then you make another row of square knots to make the next loop inward. And that one I used 20 square knots to make it. And like the center strings, the ones that you're making the square knots over, as you can see, they're staying the same length, like they're not knotting. So the cord that you're knotting the string onto is just gonna be the length of the loop. You don't have to like double the length or anything because it's not gonna get shorter since it's not like knotting. I don't know if that makes sense, but so then I made another row of 10 square knots to make that final third like loop layer. And I just wanted to make the petals in like those loop layers because it reminded me of those daisies from the 60s, you know, where it's like I don't know how to describe it. But anyway, so then I made a berry knot, which is the very center. And to make a berry knot, you make 3 square knots. Like that. And then you're gonna separate it in the middle so that you can feed the center string through. So that it can make like a little circle. And when you tighten that string, you can see it makes like a little berry. It's so cute. And then to secure that, you just make one more square knot so that it stays in that circle. And then you can just cut the ends. You technically don't have to glue in macrame because the knots are creating tension between themselves so they stay together. But I always just like add glue anyway. And then to make it loop, you just double half hitch knot the ends of that row of square knots back onto the lead string so that it makes this little loop. It's so easy. It looks way more complicated than it is. This is honestly like such a fun tutorial to do, and then you have something super cute and complicated looking at the end. And so then you just do that with each row, and then you can kind of mess with the rows a little bit to make them look nicer, to make them look more like the kind of petal you want. And you just push all the ends of the string back like behind, and then take an end from the circle like I'm doing there, find an end of the cord and double half hitch knot it back onto the lead string so that you can secure the petal there. And like finesse it so it looks cute. Secure, I use that little rock to secure so that it's easier for me to go. And then once you're all done with 5 petals, you'll have something that looks like this. You flip it over and you can trim all the ends and glue them down. It's kind of satisfying to cut all the ends. It's like my favorite part of the project, or working on the project, because it's the easiest part and it's also the most satisfying. Like, it makes something instantly look a million times better. It's like all the ends are coming off and it looks so messy and you're like, is this gonna look cute? And then you cut all the ends and it's like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I had envisioned. I don't know if you can relate. Also, lately I've been looking for something to watch. I feel like I've watched everything that I like that's on Netflix. So let me know what you guys have been watching and I'll check it out. Yay, and then it looks just so much cuter. I kind of flip it over to glue those last little ends of the lead string, just like because it is easier for me to cut it from the angle, like in the front. So that's why there's like two little ends still sticking. Then I just glue it, glue the ends down, and then it's done, and look how cute. And you can put your plate on it. And so now I'll show you guys how to make the coaster, the matching coaster. So you start with another little circle in the center, and basically how to make that little center, you get one really, really long piece of cord and you loop it onto itself, and then you attach 5 pieces of cord of the green one, and then you tighten that loop so it like makes a circle. But again, you can check out my other tutorial. It's so much slower and like all the prep work is in there. So yeah, then you just start off like you did before and you double half hitch knot the ends of the center around. And then when it's like as big as your cup or mug or whatever you would like put on your coaster, you're gonna make the petals. So it's similar to the other process. You take a piece of cord that's like as big as you want your petal loop to be, and then you take another piece of cord that's double that length and you square knot onto it. And I started off making, I'm pretty sure 10 square knots for like the big outer layer of the petal. And then I made 5 square knots, I'm pretty sure, for the middle one. But it also is like relative to your measurements, how big you want your coaster to be, how big you want your petals to be. So you don't have to do like exactly the same number that I did, but I did 10 on the outside and then 5 on the inside. So then you just add your inside layer. And then to finish the petal, you're gonna fold it back onto the lead string and double half hitch knot the ends, just like you did before, and then push the ends behind and do 5 of those petals. This cute little coaster. So you want to flip it over again and trim all the ends. And for the coasters, I found these like coaster sticker backs on Amazon. Don't judge me. I know Amazon is not really the best place to shop from. I really don't like shopping from Amazon usually. I go to reuse centers. I don't know if you guys have craft reuse centers near you, but it's amazing. You can find such great stuff and it's all recycled materials. But anyway, I found these sticker backs, these sticker coaster backs from Amazon, and they're honestly just such a great finishing touch. And it keeps your coaster like from sliding around too much. And then check it out. Here's the other one that I made before in the other tutorial. And so they look so cute next to each other. And then when they stack, the petals look so cute. Imagine like 5 of those stacked. So now you have your full set, and there's the other one that I made in the other tutorial, and you're done. Let me know which tutorial you guys liked better and subscribe for more. Thanks, bye!